Yesterday we have completed Samudra Manthan pastime, which was going on for 20 days. Many chapters were there. Yeah. So now today there is a we are starting 13th chapter. 8th canto, chapter 13. Chapter title is Description of Future Manus. Okay. So Sukdev Goswami had already described the first 6 manvantras. So now the 6 types of main personalities of the 7th Manu. Actually, you remember from starting what was the discussion? The discussion was about different Manus and their ruling time and other pastime of Manvantara Avatar. That was the question. So in that, Swambhu Manu, who was the first Manu, Swambhu Manu dynasty was explained. So Uttanpad, so he had got 3 daughters, 2 sons, Uttanpad, Priyavrat, Devuti, Aputi, Prastuti. All those things were explained and it came till your Daksha's daughter and all those details. So it was like quite a big, till 7th canto, last kind of everything was explained. Then 8th canto, Sukdev Goswami started with summarizing the Swambhu Manu pastime, his austerities and like that. And he summarized there, and then it was like big explanation for first Manu, and now there are 13 Manu pending. So he started summarizing in very short. He was explaining all other Manus time period. Okay, so then he explained about the second Manu, then third Manu, and then the fourth Manu. So in the fourth Manu time, he said that in the fourth Manu time only Bhagwan Hari protected Gajendra from the mouth of crocodile. So there Parikshit Maharaj requests, can you please tell me in detail about Gajendra's story? So Shukdev Goswami explained about Gajendra. Acha. And then after that he explained about the 5th Manvantara and then the 6th Manvantara. So in 6th Manvantara he said that here in this 6th Manvantara only the Manvantara avatar was Bhagwan Ajit, who did who manifested the whole Samudra Manthan pastime, out of which the nectar was as a product, nectar came out and it was given to the demons, demigods. Okay, so like that he was explaining. Now coming to the further, now 6th Manvantara over, now 7th Manvantara. So now description of the future Manus, 7th, 8th, 9th, like that. So 7th, why future Manus? Because 6 over 7th is going on. We are under the rule of 7th Manu. Okay, and future 8, 9, 10 are future Manus. They will come. So Bhagavatam is talking about the future also. Okay. So 6 types of main personalities of the 7th Manvantar, and from 8th to 14th Manvantar are given in further coming chapters, and the total time ruled by all these 14 Manus, 14 Manus in 1000 Yuga cycles or one Kalpa, 1 day of Lord Brahma. So in 1 day of Lord Brahma, I already explained you earlier when 8 canto was started that in 1 day of Brahma, 14th Manu will rule. That is like 1 day of Brahma is also called one Kalpa, or one Kalpa is equal to 1000 Divya Yugas or 1000 Chaturyuga. Chaturyuga or cycle like Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalpa. This is one cycle, like that 1000 cycles will open. That is Brahmaji's 1 day. Acha. So in their 1000 cycles of 4 yugas, okay, 14 Manus will rule. So that means some around like 70, 71 Chaturyugas for one Manu. Okay. So now, okay, I will. Okay, so let us read what Prabhupada is saying. Okay. So of the 14 Manus, 6 Manus have already been described. Now this chapter will consecutively describe each Manu from the 7th to the 14th. This chapter, all the Manus will be explained. Okay, because so much explanation now, already 8 cantos are over. So have to be closed now. There are other topics to be discussed. So because this is out of 10, this is one topic. Like there are 10 topic discussed in Bhagavatam, Sarga Visarga, Sthanam, Posnam, Utya, Manvantara. So this is Manvantara going on. Now Nirodha. Now main thing is coming na Krishna's pastime Ashraya has to come. So like that, this is this chapter will complete, all description will have. So the seventh Manu, who is the son of Vivaswan, present time. Vivaswan is known as Shraddha Deva. Okay, so Manu, but the person who is Manu, his name is Shraddhavan Manu. He has 10 sons. So this Shraddhavan Manu has 10 sons. This is present Manu. He is there. He is our boss. Like that we can understand. Okay, so he is our president Manu. We are under the rule of Manu, seventh Manu. His name is Shraddha Dev. So like in our school days, we will get right. So in school days, we will get write the president name. This kind of questions are there. Okay, so our Manu is Shraddhadev Manu. This information we should have. Shraddhadev Manu has got 10 sons named Ikshvaku, Nabhag, Drishta, Sharyati, Narishyanta, Nabhag, Drishta, Parusha, Prasadra, and Vasuman. In this Manvantar or reign of Manu, among the demigods are the Adityas, Vasu, Rudra. So I said, there are like 6 posts in every Manu. There will be 6 posts. Manu, Manuputras, Dev, Indra, and Devtas, 4, and Manvantara Avatar and Saptarishi. 6 positions will be always there. Okay. So these in all the Manvantaras. The time period ruled by one Manu is called Manvantar. Okay, so don't get confused. And the one who rules is Manu. That is the post, and the person who is ruling presently as Manu, his name is Shraddhadev Manu. He has 10 sons. And so Manu is Shraddhadev, Manu Putras. I also explained. Now the rishis, the demigods are Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Vishwadevas, Maruts, Aswini Kumars, and Rigus. The king of heaven, Indra, is known as Purandar. So our Indra is Purandar. And the 7 sages are known as Kashyap, Atri, Vasisht, Vishwamit, Gautam, Jamdagni, and Bharatwaj. These are the Saptarishis. Okay, these Saptarishis you can see in the night, in the sky, 7 stars. So they are not stars, they are actually the planet of these 7 sages. Okay, and they are located in such a way, and we can see them as a star because they are very far. So they are illuminating. So we can see them as a star, and they are like one square, and then one is like kite. You can see, and the back 2 stars are directly in the straight line with the pole star. Acha. So these are the 7 sages. During this period of Manu, the supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu appears from the womb of Aditi in his incarnation as a son of Kashyap. So this is Manvantara Avatar. In the period of the 8th Manu, the Manu is Shavarni. Now 8th one is future. Present is 7th. So future 8th Manu is Savarni. His sons are headed by Nirmoka, and among the demigods are the Sutapas. Bali, the son of Virochan, is Indra, and Galav and Parushuram are among the 7 sages. In this age of Manu, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears as Sarvabhauma, the son of Deva, Guhya, and Saraswati. So, future incarnation in the 8th Manvantar as Manvantar Avatar will be Sarvabhauma. In the period of the 9th Manu, the Manu is Daksha Savarni. His sons are headed by Bhutaketu, and among the demigods are the Marichigarbhas. Adbhut is Indra, and among the 7 sages is Vyutiman. In this period of Manu, the incarnation Rishabha is born of Ayushman and Ambudhara. Who is the incarnation? Rishabha. In the period of the 10th Manu, the Manu is Brahma Savarni. Among his sons is Bhurishena, and the 7 sages are Havishman and others. Among the demigods are the Subhasanas, and Sambhu is Indra. The incarnation in this period of Manu is Vishwakshena. Manvantara Avatar, who is a friend of Shambhu and who is born from the womb of Vishuchi in the house of a Brahman named Vishwarashta. In the period of the 11th Manu, the Manu is Dharma Savarni, who has 10 sons headed by Satyadharma. Among the demigods are the Vihangamas, Indra is known as Vidrita, and the seven sages are Aruna and others. In this Manvantar, the incarnation is Dharma Setu, who is born of Vaidharta and Aryaka. In the period of the 12th Manu, the Manu is Rudra Savarni, whose sons are headed by Devavan. The demigods are the Haritas and others. Indra is the Ritudhama, and the seven sages are Tapomurti and others. The incarnation in this Manvantar is Sudhama or Swadhama, who is born from the womb of Sunirta. His father's name is Satyasaha. Okay. All the incarnations names are given, which are in every Manvantar, and their mother and father name also given. Okay, so many incarnation again I am saying. Okay, but people know only 10. Okay, 10 incarnation. No, array 14 Manu, so at least 14. Every Manu there will be one incarnation. 14 are there. Okay, then every Yuga there will be one. So there are innumerable. We cannot count how many incarnations. Okay, in the period of the 13th Manu, the Manu is Deva Savarni. Among his sons is Chitrasena. The demigods are the Sukarmas and others. Indra is Devaspati and Nirmuka is among the sages. The Manvantara Avatar is Yogeshwara, who is born of Devotra and Brahati. Okay, 13th, his name will be Yogeshwara Manvantara Avatar. In the period of the 14th Manu, the Manu is Indra Savarni. Among his sons are Kuru and Gambira. The demigods are the Pavitras and others. Indra is Shuchi, and among the sages are Agni and Bahu. The incarnation of this Manvantara is known as Brihad Bhanu. He is born of Satrayana from the womb of Vitana. The total duration of the periods ruled by these Manus is calculated to be 1000 Chaturyugas or 43 lakhs times. Okay, 1000 years. 4 crore, 30 lakhs, 3 lakhs, I don't know, 43 lakhs. Okay, Satyuga, actually Kali Yuga is 4 lakh 32,000. Dwapar Yuga is double, Treta Yuga is triple, and Satyuga is 4 times of Kali Yuga. So if you put all together, this number comes. Text 1. Sri Shukavacha Manurvivasvata putra Sradadeva iti shrutaha saptamo vartamano yas tad patyani me shrunu. Sri Shukavacha, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Manu, Vivaswataha of the sun god Putra, son Shradadeva, as Shradadeva iti, the Shruta known, celebrated Saptamaha, 7 Vartamana at the present moment. Yaha, he who took his apatyani children may from me. Shrunu, just here. Okay, so Sukadeva Goswami said the present Manu, who is named Shradhadev, is the son of Vivaswan, the predominating deity on the sun planet. Okay, Vivaswan is where living? He is living in sun planet. Okay, so Manu is Vivaswan is the name of sun god, and his sun god is Vivaswan, and his son, his putra is Vivaswar. Okay, or Shradhadev. So because he is the son of Vivaswan, sometimes he is called as Vivaswar. Okay, that's what in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that I gave knowledge to Vivaswan, sun god Vivaswan, right? Okay, so here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Imam Vaivasvate Yogam Proktavanam Abhyam Vivasvan Maname Prahap Manurichvaku Abravit. So I have given this knowledge to sun god. Sun god gave his knowledge to Manu. That means his son Manu. This Radhadev Manu, and Manu gave his their same knowledge to Ikshvaku, and like that. So that's what this seventh Manu son was, Ikshvaku. And this is the Ikshvaku in whose dynasty Bhagwan Ramchandra appeared. Okay, so you call Ikshvaku Vansa. So we have discussed earlier that there are two main dynasties, one Sun dynasty, one Moon dynasty. The Sun dynasty is this only from Vivaswan and from Manu, Ikshvaku, like that. And Moon dynasty is the one where, in which dynasty Bhagavan Sri Krishna appeared. Okay, so Lord has appeared in both the dynasties, Sun dynasty and Moon dynasty, and glorified both of them. Okay, so Sun god name is Vivaswan, Moon god name is Soma. Okay, so now in this chapter you will get this details only, so we'll just quickly go through all the shlokas. It's not very big chapter, very small chapter. Okay. इक्ष्वाकुर्नभग शैव दृष्टा शर्यातिरेव च नरिष्यन्तो अदनाभागा सप्तमो दृष्टि उच्यते तरुष्यस्य प्रशद्रस्य दशमो वसुमान् स्मृता मनोर्वैवस्वतस्यैते दशपुत्रा परन्तपा. So 10 sons of Manu. The name is here. Ikshvaku, Ikshvaku, Nabhag, Nabhag, Cha also Ev indeed, Drishta, Drishta, Sharyati, Sharyati Ev certainly Cha also. Narishyanta, Narishyanta Ata as well as Navaga, Navag, Saptama, the seventh one, Dishta, Dishta, Uchyate, so saluted. Tarushacha and Tarush, Tarush, Prasidracha and Prasiddha, Dashma, the tenth one, Vasuman, Vasuman, Smrita, known, Manu, Manu, Bhavaswat, Tasya of Bhavaswat, Ete, all these Dasha Putra, 10 sons, Parantapa king. O King Parikshit, among the 10 sons of Manu are Ikshvaku, Nabhag, Drishta, Sharyati, Narishyanta, and Nabhag. The seventh son is known as Drishta. Then come Tarusha and Kusadra, and the 10th son is known as Vasuman. Okay, so actually now many names will come. We may not be able to remember, but we just go through because they are also spoken by Shukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So one may think why these names, what is the importance? But there is some importance. That's why Shukdev Goswami is bringing them in the discussion, because this is not some free time discussion. This is very urgent meeting, because within 7 days Parikshit Maharaj is going to die. Okay, so he said what is most important, that only you tell me. Shukdev Goswami is telling very summarized version, condensed version. Okay, and like from a tree is so huge, but all the juice of the tree comes in a very condensed form in the fruit. Okay, or you can say like milk, and after all the processing, the butter and the ghee is the essence. You can say like that. Okay, so it's like that. So in this very condensed, very summarized or essence, if Shukdev Goswami is adding these names and details, that means it is important for us also to read. Sometimes people will see, oh, so many names, okay, skip. So much philosophy, okay, skip. They just want to read some happy story. So that's not very good idea, because if Shukdev Goswami, who is like main here, he's only speaking for us. So Shukdev Goswami, if he is considering these details to be spoken to Parikshit Maharaj, who is in very hurry, then we must understand that these are actually important for us. Okay. Now, because another point is there are many other great details which are not spoken by Shukdev Goswami. Okay, so then why he is speaking about them? Because these kings are somewhere other related to Krishna. Somewhere other their stories related to Krishna, or they are devotees of Krishna. That's why these names are coming. Okay, so even reading these names are as equally powerful as reading the other stories or Krishna's butter stealing or other pastimes. Equally important. Okay, and these are also part of Bhagavatam, and these are also going to purify us, and these names also will purify us. So we should give the same faith and shraddha to these details also. Make sense? Yeah. Okay, text 4. Aditya Vasuvo Rudra Vishwadevo Marudgana Aswina Bravo Rajan Indrastesham Purandara. Aditya Vaswada Vasu Rudra, the Rudras Vishwadeva, the Vishwadeva Marudgana, and the Marud Aspinov and the two Ashwini brothers, Vibhuva, the Vibhu's Rajan, King Indra, the king of heaven, Tesham, of them Purandra, Purandar. In this Manvantar, O king, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the Vishnudevas, and the Maruts, the two Ashwini Kumar brothers, and the Ribhus are the demigods. Their head king Indra is Purandar. Kashyapo Vatrir Vasishtasya Vishwamitravat Gautama Jamdagnir Bharadwaja iti Saptarshaya Smarta. Kashyap Atri Vasishta Vasishtacha and Vishwamitra Vishwamitra as well as Gautama Gautam Jamdagni Bharadwaja iti the Saptarshya, the seven sages Smrta celebrated. Kashyap, Atri, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Gautam, Jamdagni, and Bharadwaj are known as the seven sages. अत्रापि भगवज्जन्म कश्यपादितेर्भूत आदित्य नाम वर्जो विष्णुर्वामन रूपधृक्. Atra in this mantra api certainly Bhagavad Janma appearance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Kashyapa by Kashyapni Aditya of Mother Aditi Adbhut became possible. Aditya name of the Adityas Avarja, the youngest Vishnu, Lord Vishnu himself. Vaman Rupadrik appearing as Lord Vamana. In this Manvantar, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as the youngest of all the Adityas. Aditi's sons are called Adityas, and Supreme Lord appeared as Manvantar Avatar as the youngest son of Aditi. Known as Vamana, the dwarf. His father was Kashyap and his mother Aditi. Vaman Bhagwan ki jai. So this is actually the background, or the platform is being built for the wonderful pastime of Vaman Dev, which is going to come. संक्षेप्तो मयोक्तानि सप्तम मनवंतराणि ते भविष्यान्यथा वक्ष्यामि विष्णु सत्यान्वितानि च. Sankshyapta in brief Maya by me Uktani explained Sapta 7 Manvantarani changes of Manute and to you Bhavishyani the future Manu Atha also Vakshyami. I shall speak Vishnu of Lord Vishnu Shaktya Anvitani empowered by the energy Cha. I have briefly explained to you the position of the 7 Manus. Now I shall describe the future Manu along with the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. विवस्वस्तश्च द्वेजा ये विश्वकर्म सुते युगो संज्ञा छाया च राजेंद्र ये प्राग विहिते तव विश्वस्वतः of Vivaswan cha also they two jaye by Vishwakarma sute, the two daughters of Vishwakarma Ube, both of them Sangya Chaya Cha and Raja Indra, O king, ye both of whom prag before Abhihite described Tava unto you. O king, I have previously described in the 6th canto the two daughters of Vishwakarma named Sangya and Chaya, who were the first two wives of Vivaswan. Okay, when Daksha's daughters were in the 6th canto, when these all description was coming, there this two daughters of Vishwakarma was explained. That's what Sukha Goswami is saying. Okay. And they were married to Vivaswan. So Vivaswan got two wives. Vivaswan means sun god. He has two wives, Sandhya and Chaya. Okay. Tritiyam vadvameke tasam sangya sutastraya yamo yami sradadeva Chaya yasha sutachrunu. Trayam, the third wife, Vadvam, Vadva, aka some people. Tasam of all three wives, Sandhya, Sutatraya, three issues of Sandhya. Yama, one son named Yama, Yami, daughters, Sradeva, another son, Chaya of Chaya Cha, and Sutanta, just hear about. It is said that the sun god had a third wife named Vadava. Of the three wives, the wife named Sandhya had three children, Yami, and Sradhadev. Now let me describe the children of Chaya. Savarni Stapati Kanya, Bharya Savarnasya, Saneshwaras Tritiyo, Bhudas, no Badvatmajao. So, Sandhya, one sun god first wife Sandhya gave three children, Yamaraj, Yami, Yamuna Devi, and Sradhadev Manu. Okay, who is going to be Manu, who is presently Manu. Okay, and then Savarni Tapti Kanya, the daughter, Bharya, the wife, Samvarnasya of King Samvarna, Yash, she who Sanishchara, Sanishchar Tritiya, the third issue, Abhut took birth, Aswinav, the two Aswini Kumaras, Badava, Atmajav, the sons of the wife known as Badava. Chaya had a son named Savarni, another wife, Chaya, had a son named Savarni and a daughter named Tapti, who later became the wife of King Samvarna. Chaya's third child, known as Sanishchara, Sunny Dev. That's how you call Sunny Dev as Surya Putra Sunny. So mother name is Chaya. Vadava gave birth to two sons named the Aswani Bhatas. Okay. अष्टमे अंतर आयाते सावर्णेर भविता मनु निर्मोक विरजस्काद्या सावर्णी तनया नृप. Ashtame, the eighth Antare Manu's period Ayate, when arrived Savarni Bhavita will become Manu, the eighth Manu, Nirmoka, Virajaska, Virajasaka, and other Savarni of Savarni Tanya, the sons Nirpa, O king. O king, when the period of the eighth Manu arrives, Savarni will become the Manu, Nirmoka, and Virajaska will be among his sons. The present reign purport. The present reign is that of Vaivasvat Manu. According to astronomical calculation, we are now in the 28th Yuga of Vaivasvat Manu. So I said na, in every day of Brahma, 14 Manu, 7th Manu is going on. Okay. Every Manu time period is having 71 Yugas. So out of, okay, here Prabhupada says, each Manu lives for 71 Yugas and 14 such Manus rule in one day of Lord Brahma. We are now in the period of Vaivasvat Manu, the 7th Manu. And the 8th Manu will come into existence after many millions of years. But Shukdev Goswami, having heard from authorities, foretells that the 8th Manu will be Savarni, and the Nirmoka and Virajaska will be among his sons. Shastras, scriptures can foretell what will happen millions and millions of years in the future. Okay, so presently what is going on? In one day of Brahma, 14 Manu, 7th Manu is going on. Every Manu, he rules for 71 yugas. 71 out of 71 of the 7th one is 28th presently going on. In that 28th cycle, the Kali Yuga is going on. Okay? If not clear, I don't know. If you message me, I can tell you the detail. Okay, but that's how it is. Again and again, if you speak, you will remember this thing. Okay. If you just hear and keep shut, you will forget all these details. Tatra devasu tapaso virja amrit prabha tesham virochana suto balirindro bhavishyati. Tatra, in that period of Manu Deva, the demigod Sutapasa, the Sutapas, Virija, the Virijas, Antar Prabha, the Amrit Prabha, Tesham of them, Virochana, the son of Virochan, Bali, Maharaj Virindra, the king of heaven, Bhavishyati, the become. In the period of the 8th Manu, among the demigods will be the Sutapas and Virijas and the Amrit Prabhas. The king of the demigods, Indra, will be Bali Maharaj, son of Virochan. That's why he is waiting. Bali Maharaj is waiting the Sutala. And when this Manvantara is over, Bali Maharaj will take the position of Indra. Tattvevam yachmanaya Vishnave ya padatrayam Radham Indrapadam Hitva Tata Siddhim Vapsyati. Tattva, giving in charity, Imam, this entire universe, Yachmanaya, who was begging from him, Vishnave, unto Lord Vishnu, Yahavali Maharaj, Padatrayam, 3 faces of land. Radham achieved Indra Padam, the post of Indra, Hitva, giving a Tata, thereafter Siddhi, perfection, Avapsyati will achieve. Bali Maharaj gave a gift of 3 faces of land to Lord Vishnu, and because of this charity, he lost all the 3 worlds. Later, however, when Lord Vishnu is pleased because of Bali's giving everything to him, Bali Maharaj will achieve the perfection of life. Atma Samarpanam. In Bhagavad Gita 7.3, it is stated, Manusyanam Sahasreshu Kashit Yatati Siddhai. Out of many millions of people, one may attempt to achieve success in life. Out of many thousands of people, millions of people, one may try to achieve perfection. This success is explained here. Radham Indra Padam Hitva Tata Siddhi Bhavav. Siddhi consists of achieving the favor of Lord Vishnu, not the yoga siddhis. Some people have this idea. Siddhi means some, I want to become big, I want to become small, I want to become powerful, I want to get everything just like that. Now, if I do like this, rose will come. If I do like this, biscuit will come. If I do like this, all this. They have a lot of anima, mahima, lagma, all those siddhis are there. There are 8 siddhis. And so that is not a real siddhi. Real siddhi is the mercy of Krishna. The yoga siddhis, anima, lagma, mahima, prapti, prakram, ishta, gashta, and kamyavasya ita are temporary. The ultimate siddhi is to achieve the favor of the Lord Vishnu. These all siddhis are temporary actually. Even though you may get those siddhis, what will be their result? And during the death, no siddhi will go with you. If you get siddhi of Krishna's mercy, that will go with you. Okay. So once what happened in the during the Kumbh Mela, some devotee, Prabhupada was there in the Allahabad, Prayagraj during Kumbh Mela. So if you know about Kumbh Mela, there are like millions of sadhus will come in Kumbh Mela from Himalayas and many other holy places, and they have so much siddhis, different powers. So some will stand on the one finger, some will walk on the sky, some will go up, some will go down, some will have big ears. So one sadhu was there, and he was having this thing like some siddhi. What siddhi? Siddhi was that he attained this thing. He did many years tapasya and he got a power to walk over the water. So in the Allahabad, Prayagraj, Ganga Nadi is there, river Ganga. So in that Ganga river, he will walk over the water and go on the other side and come back. Walking on the water. It's happened during Prabhupada time. So many, Prabhupada took all the disciples to Kumbh Mela to show them all the foreigners, disciples. So many foreigners saw, they got shocked. My God, such a wonderful thing. Fellow is walking on the water. Wow. So they came running to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, this man just within 30 years of tapasya, he got such a siddhi of walking over the water. Wonderful, Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, okay, but he wasted his 30 years. My God, devotees are saying, why? How come he wasted 30 years? He got such a siddhi. He can walk over the water in front of everyone, thousands of people. He's walking over Ganga water, coming here, there. Prabhupada said he wasted for 4 paisa. For 4 paisa, he wasted 30 years. Devotees said, what is the connection? What we are speaking, Prabhupada? Prabhupada said, see, if I want to go on the other side of Ganga, I will give 2 paisa to the boatman. He will take me on the other side. If I want to come back, again I will give him 2 paisa. I will come back. The things which can be done only by 4 paisa, he wasted 30 years to get that. So there is no logic in this. Okay, in getting such kind of siddhis. So that's why Prabhupada said there are 4 type of people. Prabhupada said there are 4 type of people. Busy fool, lazy fool, lazy intelligent, busy fool, busy intelligent. Okay, 4 type of. So Prabhupada said lazy intelligent are the best. Because lazy person will not engage himself in unnecessary activities. He will do only whatever is extremely important, and that also he will do in an intelligent manner, so that from less effort, less money, less cost, he will get the best result. That's why lazy intelligent is the best. And worst case is the busy fool. Like this fellow, 30 years he was busy in doing something, and what he got? Some siddhi for which a person can pay 4 paisa and get the job done. So Prabhupada said the lazy intelligent fellow will not get engaged in so much this kind of activities, and he knows the best thing is to do is chant Hare Krishna. He will chant Hare Krishna because he is intelligent, and he will quickly finish the business of material world, and he will go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so one should not get about So forget about, now here Prabhupada is condemning this siddhis, anima, lagima, mahima. Okay, then what to speak about our small possessions like a two-story building, some Mercedes Benz car, some salaries, this that and all those, these are nothing. Okay, this is nothing. And first thing we have to very clearly understand, anyway what will happen at the at the end of life, everything we have to leave here and go. Whatever spirituality we did, Bhagavad Gita we read, Bhagavatam we heard,